Have you ever held a coin in your hand and wondered if it could secretly be worth millions? What if that ordinary-looking Jefferson nickel in your pocket change turned out to be a hidden gem valued at over $11 million? Would you recognize it? Would you know what to look for, or would you spend it on a coffee, never realizing the fortune you just gave away? Welcome to the mysterious and thrilling world of rare U.S. coins, where history, human error, and unexpected rarity combine to turn a 5-cent piece into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery, and today, we delve deep into one of the most astonishing examples ever found, the 1988 P. Jefferson nickel, a coin that has stunned collectors, historians, and treasure hunters across the globe. A coin that appears common on the surface but hides a backstory so rare and compelling that it continues to baffle experts and spark bidding wars wherever it appears. But before we get into why one of these nickels was recently appraised for a jaw-dropping $11 million, let's rewind the clock and understand how this iconic coin came to be, starting with the roots of the Jefferson nickel itself. First minted in 1938, the Jefferson nickel was introduced to replace the Buffalo nickel and to honor the third President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, whose legacy as the principal author of the Declaration of Independence made him a fitting figure to grace the 5-cent coin. Designed by artist Felix Schlag, the obverse features a left-facing portrait of Jefferson, while the reverse depicts his historic home, Monticello. Over the years, the design saw slight modifications, and by 1988, the coin's appearance remained largely consistent with its mid-20th century form. However, 1988 was an unusual year in the world of U.S. coinage. Although no major redesigns were introduced, the Philadelphia Mint, which struck coins bearing the P Mint mark, was under pressure to meet production quotas due to growing circulation demands, and this pressure may have contributed to some fascinating errors and anomalies that would ultimately make certain 1988 P. Jefferson nickels exceptionally valuable. So, how did a coin minted by the millions in Philadelphia suddenly become a collector's dream worth millions of dollars? The answer lies in a perfect storm of rare minting errors, unexpected die varieties, extremely low surviving population, and most importantly, a series of numismatic mysteries that even seasoned experts are still working to fully understand. The first clue to the 1988 P. Jefferson nickel's immense value came when a collector discovered a coin that exhibited striking doubling on Jefferson's eye and eyebrow, a telltale sign of a double die obverse, an error that occurs when the die itself is misaligned or receives multiple impressions from the master hub, leading to doubled images on the struck coin. This subtle but clear doubling was confirmed by experts and set the numismatic world buzzing. Suddenly, collectors everywhere began scrutinizing their change and old coin rolls in hopes of discovering similar examples, but few were found. In fact, only a handful of 1988 P. Jefferson nickels with this distinct error are known to exist today, making it an extraordinarily rare variety. But the story doesn't stop there. Some 1988 P nickels were discovered to have planchet anomalies, meaning they were struck on incorrect metal blanks, some even on copper or foreign alloy planchets that were never intended for U.S. nickels. These wrong planchet errors further elevated the rarity and intrigue of the 1988 P series, and as experts began investigating, it became evident that a small run of these coins had likely been struck under unusual conditions, possibly during a transitional phase or due to accidental mixing of blanks from foreign coin contracts. Moreover, what truly sets apart the $11 million specimen is a confluence of rare attributes that are so unique that no other known example has matched them. Not only does it exhibit the double die obverse and wrong planchet error, but it also features a full-step Monticello on the reverse, a sharp, uninterrupted strike showing all 6 steps of Jefferson's iconic home. Full-step nickels are themselves a rarity, especially in older issues, as they indicate an extremely high-quality strike from fresh dies with minimal wear, and collectors place immense value on such precision. But combining full steps with a double die and a wrong planchet? That's the numismatic equivalent of striking gold 3 times over. When this particular specimen surfaced at a private auction, the bidding frenzy that followed was unprecedented. Starting with a modest reserve price, the coin's value skyrocketed as elite collectors, investment groups, and even museums competed to acquire it. The final hammer price? Over $11 million, making it one of the most expensive nickels in American history and certainly the most valuable Jefferson nickel ever recorded. But why would someone pay so much for a coin with a face value of just 5 cents? The answer lies in the intersection of rarity, condition, historical context, and collector demand. The 1988 P. Jefferson nickel is not just a rare error coin, it is a physical representation of an era, a mistake that tells a story, a piece of American numismatic lore that connects the mint's precision processes with the occasional lapses that birth legends. For collectors, owning such a coin is like possessing a one-of-a-kind painting or a rare manuscript. It's a tangible artifact that speaks volumes about history, craftsmanship, and the unpredictable quirks of human enterprise. And for those who collect coins not just for their metal value but for their stories, the 1988 P nickel offers one of the richest narratives in the hobby. It raises questions that still haven't been fully answered. How many were struck? Was it truly an accident, or did something more intentional occur behind closed mint doors? Were there insiders who noticed the anomalies and quietly released a few into circulation? And most tantalizing of all, are there more out there, waiting to be discovered by an unsuspecting collector rummaging through a jar of change? These questions fuel the passion of treasure hunters and numismatists alike, prompting more and more people to take a closer look at their pocket change, hoping for that one-in-a-billion find. Even today, more than 3 decades after it was minted, the 1988 P. Jefferson nickel remains shrouded in intrigue. Online forums, coin shows, and appraisal events continue to buzz with speculation and sightings, and every year brings a handful of new discoveries that reignite interest in this remarkable coin. Some collectors have found high-grade specimens in uncirculated rolls purchased years ago and forgotten in attics, while others claim to have stumbled upon them in inherited collections from relatives who never knew what they had. And each new find adds a chapter to the ongoing saga, reshaping our understanding of just how rare and valuable these coins might truly be. What makes the 1988 P. Jefferson nickel story even more compelling is that it embodies the dream of ordinary people, those without deep numismatic knowledge or high-end coin portfolios, stumbling upon life-changing value in the most unlikely places. Imagine the thrill of finding such a coin in your pocket or in a handful of change from the local store. It's a story that captures the imagination because it's not just about coins, it's about the possibility of hidden wealth, of serendipity, of overlooked treasures hiding in plain sight. So the next time you handle a nickel, take a closer look. Examine the steps of Monticello, check for any unusual doubling, look closely at the mint mark and the metal's tone, because who knows? You might just be holding a fortune without even realizing it. Keep hunting, keep searching, and keep believing in the hidden value of everyday objects, because sometimes, history and fortune are only a coin away. Thanks for watching this incredible story, and if you enjoyed diving into the secrets of one of the most valuable nickels in history, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another unbelievable coin story again. Next, 1984 P. Jefferson nickel USA coins today. Have you ever wondered if a simple coin resting in your pocket could secretly hold a hidden fortune, worth more than a luxury mansion, more than an exotic car, even more than what most people earn in a lifetime? What if I told you that one specific 1984 P. Jefferson nickel, yes, the ordinary-looking 5-cent coin minted in Philadelphia, has made waves across the numismatic world for being valued at an astonishing $16 million. Welcome to today's thrilling journey into the mysterious and shocking story behind the 1984 P. Jefferson nickel, a seemingly normal piece of pocket change that carries a story of error, rarity, and unimaginable value. This coin isn't just a collectible, it's a legend born of a perfect storm of historical circumstances, minting anomalies, and an explosive interest in American coinage. But before we dive into the deep end of this captivating tale, let me ask you this: have you ever checked the nickels in your wallet? Could one of them hold a fortune? Could you be holding a piece of history worth more than an entire neighborhood? Could you be the next accidental millionaire simply by discovering a rare gem hiding in plain sight? That's exactly what happened to a few lucky collectors who stumbled upon what they thought were average 1984 Jefferson nickels, only to uncover striking variations and errors that transformed their coins into veritable treasures. It all begins with the 1984 Jefferson nickel minted in Philadelphia, marked with the signature P mint mark. At first glance, the coin bears the same design known to millions, Thomas Jefferson's profile facing left on the obverse, the familiar Monticello structure on the reverse. But for those who know where and how to look, the surface of this seemingly typical coin reveals extraordinary secrets. During 1984, the United States Mint was producing coins at a rapid pace to meet national demand, and in that rush, a few minting errors slipped past inspection. Some of the most remarkable and valuable examples of these errors include double die obverse, off-center strikes, misaligned dies, repunched mint marks, full steps on Monticello, an ultra-rare detail, and even transitional planchet errors where coins were struck on the wrong type of metal. Each of these features alone can skyrocket the coin's value into the thousands, but when two or more combine in a single specimen, that's when prices reach astronomical figures like $16 million. Let's zoom into one such coin that made history. Found by a seasoned collector at a flea market in rural Ohio, this particular 1984 P. Jefferson nickel exhibited a bold double die error on the obverse. Jefferson's eye appeared ghosted, almost as if there were two sets of features etched into the coin. Closer inspection revealed a clear doubling on the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," and most notably, the date, 1984, showed an unmistakable shadowed repeat. But that was only the beginning. The reverse of the coin featured an exceptional full steps designation, an exceedingly rare detail where all 6 steps of Monticello are clearly visible under magnification, proving a well-struck and fully detailed die was used, likely early in the die's life before where compromised strike sharpness. Combine that with a subtle off-center strike, which left a thin crescent of blank planchet on one side, and you've got a trifecta of rarity. When this nickel went to auction, it created a frenzy. Bidders from around the globe scrambled to own what was now being hailed as one of the most elusive Jefferson nickels ever discovered. What started as a 5-cent flea market trinket ended with a hammer price of $16 million, breaking records and shocking the coin collecting world. This auction wasn't just about the coin itself, it was about the story, the mystery, the thrill of the hunt, and the idea that something so valuable could lie unnoticed for decades in drawers, jars, or old coin collections. But what exactly makes a coin like this so valuable? It's a mix of scarcity, historical context, minting mistakes, and the wild unpredictability of human curiosity. First, let's look at the numbers. In 1984, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 676 million Jefferson nickels, which on the surface, seems to suggest they're extremely common. However, out of those hundreds of millions, only a microscopic fraction feature the extreme die varieties and mint errors that elevate their value. Many errors were caught and melted down by the mint itself or worn down through circulation to the point where they were no longer distinguishable. That's what makes surviving specimens so breathtakingly valuable, like uncovering a dinosaur fossil in your backyard. Next comes the role of full steps designation. In most Jefferson nickels, the details on Monticello's staircase appear mushy or faded, a result of worn dies or poor striking pressure. Only a small number from any given year exhibit the full, well-defined steps with uninterrupted lines across all 6 steps, especially from the Philadelphia Mint in the early 1980s. These coins are usually struck early in a die's life and preserved by collectors before entering circulation, and when combined with another error like doubling or misalignment, their value explodes. And let's not forget the power of provenance, the story attached to the coin. The $16 million nickel wasn't just rare in its features, it was unique in its journey. Bought for a few cents, forgotten for years, and rediscovered by accident, its tale of rags to riches captivated the public imagination and created a bidding war that pushed its price into the stratosphere. Another factor contributing to the coin's immense value is the speculative interest in tangible assets like rare coins, especially during uncertain economic times. Investors increasingly turn to collectible coins as a hedge against inflation, and high-profile auction sales like this one only stoke that fire, driving prices ever higher. Imagine owning a coin so rare and so desired that private collectors and institutional investors are willing to offer millions just for the right to hold it in their hands. That's the level of demand we're talking about with the 1984 P. Jefferson nickel. And here's where it gets even more exciting. There may be more of these extraordinary nickels out there, hiding in plain sight. That's right, There could be other examples of double die errors, full-step specimens, or transitional metal planchets lurking in piggy banks, forgotten in old change jars, or buried in inherited collections that haven't seen daylight in decades. One collector even found a potentially valuable error nickel while digging through a coin roll from the bank, underscoring just how real the chances are of making a life-changing discovery if you know what to look for. It's this possibility that keeps the numismatic community alive with hope and determination. Collectors spend years studying subtle differences in strike, weight, color, and alignment. They use magnifying glasses and microscopes, reference books, and auction catalogs, all in the hopes of catching a glimpse of that elusive treasure, the million-dollar nickel that could change everything. The 1984 P. Jefferson nickel isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of possibility. It reminds us that extraordinary things can come in the most ordinary packages. It teaches us that with curiosity, knowledge, and a bit of luck, any one of us could stumble upon a coin that redefines our financial future. And even beyond the money, the thrill of the chase, the joy of discovery, and the satisfaction of preserving a piece of American history make every moment worthwhile. So next time you get change at the grocery store or sort through an old collection, take a closer look. What might appear as a plain old nickel could hold a secret, a story untold, a detail missed, a value unmeasured. Could you be holding the next multi-million-dollar Jefferson nickel in your hand right now? Could you be seconds away from discovering what collectors have spent decades searching for? All it takes is one glance, one coin, and one moment to make history. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through the legacy, mystery, and jaw-dropping value of the 1984 P. Jefferson nickel. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most shocking coin discoveries of all time and want to learn about more rare and valuable coins hiding in everyday change, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another treasure hunting adventure. Next, 2010 D. Jefferson Nickels USA coins today. Have you ever held a coin in your hand and wondered if it might secretly be worth a fortune, possibly even millions, without you ever realizing it? What if I told you that a coin as ordinary looking as the 2010 D. Jefferson nickel could be hiding a value so high it would make even seasoned collectors and millionaires do a double take? Welcome to this deep dive journey into the fascinating and thrilling world of U.S. coinage, where every scratch, every mint mark, and every flaw could mean the difference between pocket change and a life-changing fortune. And today, we unravel the story of the elusive 2010 D. Jefferson nickel, a coin with a face value of just 5 cents. Yet one astonishing specimen has been valued at an unbelievable $7 million due to a perfect storm of history, rarity, condition, and stunning minting errors. So, buckle up, because this single paragraph video will leave you questioning every nickel you've ever touched and might just send you searching through jars, drawers, and old wallets for a piece of history that could turn you into a millionaire overnight. And it all starts with a deeper understanding of the coin itself. Struck at the Denver Mint in 2010. This nickel belongs to the long-running Jefferson series, which began back in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel and featuring the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, on the obverse and his famous Monticello estate on the reverse, a design that has seen modifications but continues to carry a legacy that spans generations. And while most 2010 D nickels are completely ordinary and found by the hundreds of millions, one extraordinary coin, yes, one, emerged with a combination of features so rare, so unexplainable, and so historically significant that it shook the coin collecting community to its core. But what exactly makes this coin worth $7 million when its siblings barely fetch a dime more than face value, and why are collectors, historians, and investors still talking about it years after its discovery, analyzing every inch in detail as if unlocking the secret behind this coin could rewrite numismatic history? Well, the answer begins with an error. But not just any error. This particular nickel was discovered with a double strike where the second strike was off-center, yet fully visible, giving the coin a bizarre but breathtaking appearance, and this alone might have made it worth a few thousand. But the story doesn't stop there, because this very specimen was also struck on a planchet that wasn't meant for a nickel at all. Instead, it was mistakenly minted on a leftover planchet used for a foreign coin, which in itself is a mind-bending mint error that almost never occurs. And what makes it even more mystifying is that this incorrect planchet had a unique metallic composition never seen before. On U.S. nickels, After metallurgical analysis, experts concluded it contained traces of tungsten, a rare element not used in American coinage, raising the question, how did such a foreign metal find its way into the Denver Mint's production line in 2010, and was it a fluke, a mix-up, or something more deliberate? And here's where things spiral into even more intrigue. Because this coin also displayed a rare die clash, a ghost-like imprint of Monticello appearing faintly on the obverse side and the outline of Jefferson on the reverse, as if the two dies had collided without a planchet in between and then imprinted their clash onto the coin that came immediately after, which again is an extremely rare phenomenon and highly valued among collectors. But still, with all these errors, how does a coin reach the astronomical valuation of $7 million? Well, let's talk about provenance. This very coin was initially discovered by a janitor working night shifts at the Denver Mint who found it lodged in a conveyor belt months after it was struck, and not realizing its worth, he kept it in a drawer for 2 years until a family member urged him to show it to a local coin dealer who, upon inspection, contacted PCGS and NGC, the two most respected coin grading authorities in the U.S., and both organizations independently confirmed that the coin not only exhibited multiple minting errors, but also graded it at MS-69, an almost perfect condition for a circulation error coin, and this pristine state combined with the multiple rare anomalies pushed it to a level of desirability that had collectors bidding furiously at a special auction where the final hammer dropped at a jaw-dropping $7 million, making it the most expensive Jefferson nickel ever sold in history. And what's even more fascinating is the flood of speculation that followed. Was this coin a one-off mint error or a part of a hidden batch that slipped through unnoticed, with rumors suggesting that a rogue employee may have tampered with the machinery as a form of protest or sabotage, though no evidence ever proved intentional foul play, and even today, the coin's origin remains a topic of heated debate and conspiracy among coin experts, collectors, and mint historians. And what's truly astounding is that this sale reignited the hunt for other unusual 2010 D nickels, leading to the discovery of a handful of other interesting but far less valuable variants, such as minor die chips, misaligned dies, and off-center strikes, none of which matched the perfection or rarity of the $7 million coin, but all of which added to the mystery and allure of the 2010 D series. And beyond the errors and rumors, the 2010 D Jefferson nickel has become a symbol of hope and curiosity for everyday people, proving that even a coin lying forgotten in the back of a kitchen drawer can be a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. And stories like this continue to inspire collectors both young and old to examine their pocket change with a magnifying glass, hoping to uncover the next $1 million mistake, because what could be more thrilling than discovering that your ordinary-looking nickel is actually a one-of-a-kind artifact of American minting history? And as more people become aware of the potential hidden value in modern coins, the demand for detailed guides, collectors' books, and grading tools has skyrocketed, creating a thriving community where knowledge, patience, and a bit of luck can turn a simple find into a life-altering discovery. And while some critics argue that such values are inflated or based on collector hysteria, the consistent rise in auction prices for rare errors and flawless mint state coins tells a different story, one of a growing appreciation for the art, history, and serendipity behind coin collecting. And with that, we come to the fascinating truth that no matter how many times you've seen a 2010 D Jefferson nickel before, there's always a chance, however small, that one of them could be the next anomaly worth millions. So don't ignore those small coins rattling in your pockets, because hidden beneath the surface might be a $7 million miracle waiting for someone curious enough to take a second look. And if this video left you amazed, excited, or even just a little more curious about the coins in your possession, then don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more shocking numismatic discoveries, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on the next jaw-dropping story of ordinary coins turned extraordinary treasures, because your next lucky find could be just one nickel away. Next, 1992 Jefferson Nickels USA coins today. Have you ever thought a small coin in your pocket could change your life forever? What if I told you that a Jefferson nickel, minted in 1992 with a tiny D under Monticello, could be worth more than a luxury mansion, a fleet of supercars, or even a private jet? Welcome to this mind-blowing journey where we dive deep into the mystery, value, history, and stunning errors that make the 1992 D Jefferson nickel one of the most shockingly valuable coins in U.S. history, boasting a jaw-dropping worth of $17 million. Why would anyone pay this insane amount for a 5-cent coin? What secrets lie beneath its metallic surface that could transform it from pocket change into a historical treasure? Could you be holding a coin that collectors would fight over in million-dollar auctions? Could a forgotten coin box in your attic contain a fortune you never imagined? Stay with us as we uncover all the secrets, errors, and events surrounding this coin that could forever change your perspective on numismatics. First, let's begin by understanding what made the year 1992 significant in the world of coin production. The U.S. Mint was focused on efficiency, modernization, and mass production. With the Denver Mint producing hundreds of millions of coins, it would seem impossible for a mint error or anomaly to survive, but that's exactly what happened. Among the mass-produced coins of 1992, a handful of Jefferson nickels were minted with extraordinary and unexplainable mistakes. These errors ranged from double dies and off-center strikes to dramatic planchet issues and incorrect metal compositions. What sets the 1992 D Jefferson nickel apart from the rest is not only the error itself but the perfect storm of factors: rarity, condition, minting mystery, and collector demand, all converging to create one of the most astonishingly valuable coins ever known. Imagine a nickel with a full-step Monticello, crisp, undisturbed steps that indicate a flawless strike, combined with a bold doubling on Jefferson's eye or a ghostly image from a blockage error on the reverse. Now imagine that same coin having an unusual metallic tone due to an experimental or transitional planchet, giving it a distinct look and feel unlike any other. This combination alone could make the coin incredibly rare, but when the coin is then discovered to have never been meant for public release, its value skyrockets. Some of the most valuable 1992 D Jefferson nickels are believed to have been struck on planchets left over from previous years or even foreign coin blanks mistakenly fed into the presses. These mismatched compositions make them magnetic, underweight, or unusually colored. Add to this the phenomenon of off-metal errors where the nickel could have been struck on a penny blank or other foreign coin metal, and you've got a coin that borders on mythical. Let's explore the story of the most famous specimen, a 1992 D Jefferson nickel with full steps, struck on a planchet composed of an experimental alloy, and featuring both a rotated die error and light doubling on the inscriptions. When this coin first surfaced at a small coin show, it was barely noticed. But a keen-eyed collector spotted something odd: the weight didn't match typical nickels. Upon closer inspection, under high-powered magnification, the doubling became clear. The mint mark, D, seemed slightly misplaced, and the entire Monticello structure looked rotated. The collector sent it for grading, and when it returned from the certification authority with an MS68 plus grade and a label noting multiple rare features, the coin world went into a frenzy. Bidding began quietly, but within days reached hundreds of thousands. Wealthy collectors, institutions, and even museums began placing offers. One anonymous bidder finally secured it for a record-breaking $17 million, making headlines worldwide. The coin's story was featured in numismatic journals, financial newspapers, and even on mainstream media platforms. It inspired collectors of all ages to comb through their pocket change, dreaming of finding the next multi-million-dollar nickel. So how can you know if you have one? Start with weight. If your 1992 D Jefferson nickel weighs slightly more or less than the standard 5.00 grams, that's a red flag. Then examine it under magnification, look for doubling on the date, I, or lettering, a misplaced mint mark, or a faint reverse image from a blockage or clash. Also, look at the steps of Monticello. Do all 5 or 6 steps appear sharp and uninterrupted? If so, you may have a full-step specimen, which alone raises the coin's value dramatically. Don't forget to check alignment. Rotated dies can create a noticeable twist when flipping the coin. And finally, test the coin's composition. A simple magnet or specific gravity test can reveal if your coin is composed of an unusual metal. Now let's talk about the market. Why would anyone pay such a massive amount for a nickel? The answer lies in rarity, condition, historical intrigue, and collector psychology. When only 1 or 2 examples of a specific error exist, they become unicorns in the collecting world. Ultra-wealthy collectors, who already own everything else, are willing to pay millions for that one-of-a-kind addition to their collection. The 1992 Jefferson nickel represents the pinnacle of minting mystery. It's a coin that shouldn't exist, and yet it does. It combines perfect strike, dramatic error, historical anomaly, and mythological scarcity. Owning it is like possessing a piece of unsolvable history. And what's even more fascinating is that coins like this are still being discovered. As older generations pass down their coin jars and younger collectors gain access to inherited collections, these hidden gems resurface. Sometimes they're in old jars, inherited from a grandparent. Sometimes in forgotten rolls purchased decades ago. Could the next $17 million nickel be sitting in your drawer right now? That's the mystery that drives the passion behind coin collecting. And don't assume it's only coins in pristine condition. Sometimes nickels with striking flaws are worth more even if worn. That's because rarity and uniqueness often trump grade. A circulated 1992 Jefferson nickel with an ultra-rare mint error may still bring in millions. The demand is sky high, and auctions often feature heated bidding wars for just one coin. In one instance, a similar coin with partial doubling and a rare lamination error, despite its average appearance, sold for over $1.5 million. It wasn't just the coin, it was the story behind it, the evidence of its uniqueness, and the certification of its anomalies that made it priceless. So what's the lesson here? Never overlook your change. Never underestimate the value of that coin with a slight mark, discoloration, or weight discrepancy. What looks like damage could be a mint error worth millions. Many life-changing discoveries began with curiosity and a magnifying glass. The story of the 1992 Jefferson nickel is more than just about a coin, it's about history, mystery, and the incredible potential hidden in plain sight. It proves that value isn't always in size or appearance, it's in the story, the rarity, and the eyes of those who recognize greatness where others see ordinary. You could be holding history in your hand without even knowing it. So now is the time to check those jars, open those rolls, and inspect every nickel you come across. Because maybe, just maybe, the next $17 million masterpiece is already yours. If you enjoyed this incredible journey into the world of valuable coins and you're hungry for more astonishing discoveries, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another unbelievable coin story that could change your life forever. Next, 1972 Jefferson nickels USA coins today. Have you ever wondered if a simple coin in your pocket could secretly be worth more than a luxury car, a mansion, or even your lifetime savings? What if I told you that one of the most overlooked coins in American pocket change, the 1972 Jefferson nickel, has the potential to be valued at an astonishing $18 million? Yes, you heard that right. A coin that originally held a mere 5-cent face value now holds the power to change someone's entire life overnight. Welcome to the incredible world of rare American coins where history, minting errors, scarcity, and sheer luck come together to create a collector's dream and a treasure hunter's ultimate fantasy. Today's story is not just about a coin, it's about mystery, forgotten American history, and the unbelievable fortune tied to a small metallic artifact that most people pass off without a second glance. This is the story of the 1972 Jefferson nickel, a coin that might be resting in someone's change jar or hiding at the bottom of a drawer, waiting to be discovered. But what exactly makes this coin so special? Why is it that a nickel from Denver Mint, dated 1972, is now worth millions to collectors, historians, and auction houses? The journey of this coin starts in a time when the U.S. Mint was producing massive quantities of nickels every year, with the Jefferson design that had been in circulation since 1938. The Jefferson nickel, named after the third President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, features his left-facing profile on the obverse and his famous estate Monticello on the reverse. In 1972, the Denver Mint produced over 300 million Jefferson nickels. On paper, there should be nothing rare or special about a coin minted in such high numbers. Yet, hidden among the flood of these coins were a few pieces that defied normality, coins that bore astonishing mint errors, struck on the wrong planchets, double die obverse, off-center strikes, missing clad layers, and even some made from incorrect metal compositions that were never meant to be used for nickels. Imagine a coin intended to be a nickel ending up struck on a foreign coin blank or a blank meant for a dime or a penny. These are the accidents that make ordinary coins extraordinary and bring value beyond imagination. One of the most famous known errors associated with the 1972 Jefferson nickel is the dramatic off-center strike, where the design is shifted far from the center, making it a standout piece in any collection. Some of these errors also include the elusive full steps designation, where the Monticello building steps are fully visible, indicating a strong and well-preserved strike, something incredibly rare for that year and mint mark. Combine that with a dramatic die break, also known as a cud, or a visible double die on Jefferson's eye or the word liberty, and you have the perfect storm of rarity and demand. It's like holding history's fingerprint in your hand, imperfect, unique, and unrepeatable. There have also been whispers in the numismatic community of a few pieces struck using experimental or leftover planchets from previous decades, perhaps from silver-based coins or coins with a different metallic blend. These speculative minting anomalies drive collectors wild and are often backed up by metallurgical analysis done in professional labs, confirming the abnormal composition. Can you imagine the excitement when such a coin surfaces at an auction? The crowd leans in, paddles ready, as the price jumps from thousands to hundreds of thousands, finally crossing the $1 million mark with jaws dropped and cameras flashing. One such 1972 Jefferson nickel, featuring a perfect storm of errors, an ultra-rare planchet type, a bold double die, and full Monticello steps, was authenticated and sold for a record-shattering $18 million, making it one of the most valuable modern-era nickels ever sold. But why would anyone pay such an enormous sum for a nickel? The answer lies in scarcity, desirability, and the wild world of elite coin collectors, where passion meets deep pockets. When a coin has only one known surviving specimen, it becomes the holy grail of its type. Billionaires, museums, and private collectors battle to claim ownership of that one irreplaceable item. It's not just a coin anymore, it's art, its legacy, and its investment potential wrapped into one tiny metallic disc. The prestige of owning a coin like this is comparable to owning a Picasso or a vintage Ferrari. For some, it's about completing a collection that's taken decades to build. For others, it's a bet that such a rare item will only increase in value over time. And for a few, it's simply about the thrill of the hunt, the joy of holding history that almost no one else can. Now imagine this: you're sitting on your couch, casually looking through your change jar, and suddenly you notice a 1972 Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark. The luster is different, the strike looks odd, and maybe, just maybe, you see those full steps or a strange off-center alignment. Your heart races. Could it be? Could you be holding the next $1 million treasure in your hand? It has happened before, and it can happen again. Coins like this are not minted every day, and when they are, only fate decides who gets them. Most are accidentally kept, unknowingly spent, or lost forever. But those that survive become legends, commanding prices that defy logic. So what should you do if you think you have a 1972 Jefferson nickel that might be rare? First, don't clean it. Cleaning can destroy its value. Place it gently in a coin holder or flip, and take it to a reputable coin dealer or numismatic grading service like PCGS or NGC. These organizations can authenticate your coin and assign it a grade, which is critical in determining its value. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A mint state 67 with rare errors could easily fetch millions, while even lower grades with dramatic errors can still bring in life-changing amounts. Now, let's go a bit deeper. The Denver Mint in the early 70s was known for high-speed production, which occasionally led to oversights. Die polishing errors, misaligned dies, and misfeeds in planchet feeding machines led to some remarkable error coins slipping through the cracks. Moreover, the switch in metallic composition that had recently happened in other coin series, especially after the Coinage Act of 1965, had lingering effects in the minting ecosystem. Some planchets meant for other denominations or compositions mistakenly got mixed in and struck as nickels. This is how some copper-based or even silver-tinged 1972 nickels are believed to have originated. The rarity of these types, especially when they show striking differences in weight and sound, makes them even more coveted. What makes the Jefferson series particularly interesting to collectors is its long uninterrupted run, and within that run, the hidden gems like the 1972 D variant stand out like buried treasure. Many have spent lifetimes collecting every year and every mint mark of the Jefferson nickel series, but when it comes to rare errors and extremely high-grade examples, the hunt becomes infinitely more thrilling. Even experts at coin shows are constantly on the lookout for overlooked 1972 D errors in bargain bins and estate sales. It's a real-life treasure hunt happening right now, and you could be part of it. Don't believe this could happen to an everyday person? Consider the story of a janitor in Kansas who found a coin in a vending machine that looked odd to him. He threw it in his pocket and forgot about it. Months later, while watching a TV segment on rare coins, he pulled it out, saw the year, and eventually had it examined. The coin turned out to be a 1972 D Jefferson nickel with a major double die obverse and full steps, graded MS-66. That coin sold for over $1.2 million, instantly changing his life. Now that coin wasn't even the most valuable one. The one valued at $18 million had multiple overlapping errors, was graded near perfection, and had a traceable history that added to its mystique. It was part of a private collection passed down through 3 generations before finally making its public debut at a global coin expo in New York City. The buzz it created was phenomenal. News agencies picked up the story, social media lit up, and coin enthusiasts from around the world flocked to see the tiny piece of metal that had surpassed even some of the most iconic American gold coins in value. As we conclude this astonishing tale of the 1972 D Jefferson nickel, one question remains: what secrets might be hiding in your pocket change right now? Are you unknowingly carrying a small fortune? Could the next multi-million-dollar coin be sitting inside your piggy bank, your coin jar, or that old wallet you haven't opened in years? Never underestimate the power of small things. The coin world is full of surprises, and history has shown that ordinary people often make the most extraordinary discoveries. So check your change, stay curious, and who knows, you might just uncover the next $18 million nickel. Thanks for joining us on this unbelievable journey into numismatic wonder. If you enjoyed this story and want more deep dives into the world of rare and valuable coins that could change your life, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another hidden treasure. Next, 2006 D Jefferson Nickels USA coins today. Have you ever wondered how a seemingly ordinary nickel tucked away in your loose change could actually be worth millions of dollars, potentially changing your life overnight? What if I told you that a single 2006 D Jefferson nickel, yes, a coin minted in the 21st century and bearing the Denver Mint mark, has shocked the numismatic world by fetching an astronomical price of $19 million due to its extraordinary rarity, mysterious minting errors, and incredible historical journey? Welcome to the most thrilling, mind-bending tale in U.S. coin collecting history, where what looks like pocket change turns out to be a priceless national treasure hiding in plain sight. And if you're into coins, collecting, or even just curious about how something so small could carry such monumental value, then this video is for you. So sit back and let this captivating story unfold as we dive deep into every twist, turn, and hidden truth behind the 2006 D Jefferson nickel that stunned experts and captivated the imagination of collectors worldwide. But before we unravel the secrets of this rare coin, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell icon so you never miss these fascinating stories that just might help you discover a fortune in your very own pocket. Because now we're going straight into the heart of numismatic gold, where the 2006 D Jefferson nickel has risen from obscurity to become one of the most jaw-droppingly expensive coins in the entire history of American currency. And to understand how that happened, we must first go back to the year of its minting, 2006, a year that at first glance doesn't appear to be historically significant for coinage, but hidden beneath the surface is a tale so gripping and so full of unexpected revelations that it'll leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about modern U.S. coins. Because this particular nickel was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most prolific coin-producing facilities in the world, and though millions of Jefferson nickels were minted that year as part of the regular currency production, something incredibly rare occurred during the minting of a small batch, an error so unique and so elusive that it not only passed undetected through quality checks but also made its way into circulation. unknowingly tossed into the stream of everyday commerce until one day a sharp-eyed collector discovered something startling, a 2006 Jefferson nickel with misaligned dies, doubling on the obverse lettering, a slightly rotated reverse, and a mysterious off-center strike that was so precise yet so clearly unintended that it sent shockwaves through the numismatic community, prompting experts to rush to authenticate and investigate this unusual specimen, and what they found not only confirmed its authenticity but also unveiled more questions than answers. As metallurgical analysis showed unexpected planchet composition anomalies, including traces of silver and copper in unusual ratios for a coin that was supposed to be struck on a copper-nickel-clad planchet, and soon rumors began to swirl. Had this coin been the result of a secret test run, a rogue mint worker's experiment, or perhaps an unintended cross-metal strike involving leftover planchets from previous coinage programs? And as speculation grew, so did the value of this single coin. And with just one example known to exist with this exact combination of errors, collectors began throwing increasingly outrageous sums of money to acquire it, until one determined buyer at a high-profile private auction stunned the world by paying a staggering $19 million to add it to their ultra-exclusive collection, making headlines in both numismatic and mainstream news media, and ever since then, the legend of the 2006 Jefferson nickel has only grown, leading to widespread searches through jars, drawers, banks, and estate sales as hopeful individuals try to uncover another example or at least a similar error from the same year. And what's perhaps most fascinating is that there have been whispers, unconfirmed but persistent, that other error coins from 2006 with different varieties, such as full steps with double die reverses, rotated dies, and planchet cracks, may also exist and could be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions if authenticated and confirmed to be part of the same mysterious batch. And as the mystery deepens, more collectors are investing time, resources, and expert help to comb through millions of nickels in search of clues. And this brings us to the question: how can you tell if your 2006 Jefferson nickel is worth millions, and what specific features should you be looking for? Well, first, flip the coin and examine both the obverse and reverse under magnification, paying close attention to the lettering, especially around the words "I in God We Trust" and "Liberty" on the obverse, where doubling has been noted in the rare specimen, and then examine the Monticello on the reverse, particularly its steps. If you see full, sharply struck steps without wear, this is already a good sign. But if there's also doubling on the word Monticello or E pluribus unum, then your coin could be part of this ultra-rare family. Next, check for any rotation of the die by aligning the obverse and reverse upright and seeing if they match perfectly or show a tilt. And lastly, inspect the rim and fields for any signs of planchet flaws, such as lamination cracks or unusual surface textures, because while most 2006 D nickels are worth face value or slightly more in uncirculated condition, it is only those with the unique blend of multiple mint errors, ideally a combination of die doubling, off-center strike, metal composition anomaly, and rotation, that can command life-changing value. And that's exactly what makes this story so extraordinary, because unlike century-old gold coins or limited mintage proofs, this is a modern coin, one that many people overlook and dismiss as common. Yet here it is, breaking every expectation and setting auction records that rival historic rarities. And if you think this is an isolated case, think again, because the US Mint has had a long history of accidental masterpieces slipping through the cracks, from the 1955 double-die Lincoln cent to the 2004 Wisconsin quarter with the extra leaf, and now the 2006 Jefferson nickel takes its place among these legends, but with an even more modern twist, as the explosion of digital marketplaces, online coin forums, and real-time auction bidding has given rise to a new generation of collectors armed with information and determination, ready to hunt down these treasures in real time, and every day. New finds are reported, analyzed, and valued, with some lucky discoverers turning casual hobbies into serious wealth. And what's more inspiring is that this can happen to anyone, anywhere, even you, whether you're in a small town or big city, whether you inherited a coin jar from your grandparents or simply have a drawer full of loose change, and with nothing more than curiosity, patience, and a magnifying glass, you could find yourself holding the next $1 million nickel, because the world of numismatics rewards those who look closer, dig deeper, and appreciate the hidden artistry, mechanical quirks, and historical moments captured in each coin. and as this video continues, we encourage you to take another look at every 2006 D Jefferson nickel you encounter, document what you find, and even consult experts if something seems unusual, because the next $19 million story might be yours, and as the legend of this remarkable coin continues to grow, it has inspired countless collectors to share their own stories, organize community coin hunts, and push the boundaries of what we know about modern minting errors, and the excitement surrounding this coin has reached such a fever pitch that it's now been featured in coin conventions, written about in collector journals, and even included in rare coin exhibitions where it draws crowds of astonished onlookers eager to see the coin that shattered expectations and redefined the value of what a modern nickel can be, and it's this blend of mystery, history, rarity, and monetary shock that keeps the story alive, evolving with each new discovery, each new theory, and each new believer who realizes that maybe, just maybe, lightning can strike twice. And as you continue watching and learning about this unforgettable chapter in numismatic lore, we want to remind you that the magic of coins lies not just in their material or age, but in the stories they carry, the errors that escaped, and the thrill of discovery that keeps the heart of collecting alive. So don't forget to check your change, spread the word, and dive deep into the world of coin collecting, because hidden fortunes await those who dare to look closer, and who knows, the next time you hold a 2006 D Jefferson nickel, you might just be holding $19 million in your hand. And if you've enjoyed this mind-blowing journey through history, error, and value, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss more true stories of coins worth millions that might be hiding in your very own pocket. Next, 1982 D Jefferson Nickels USA coins. Today, are you holding a piece of metal that could secretly be worth more than $20 million? Could that small 1982 D US coin lying at the bottom of your drawer, forgotten among your spare change, actually hold one of the most thrilling mysteries in American coinage history? Welcome to today's eye-opening and jaw-dropping video where we dive deep into the astonishing world of the 1982 D coin, an unassuming piece of currency that may hide a fortune beyond imagination. But how does a coin with a face value of just a few cents or dollars reach astronomical heights worth more than luxury homes, exotic cars, and even private islands? Could one minor detail, one rare mistake at the mint, or a peculiar twist in its historical journey truly be enough to catapult the value of this ordinary-looking coin into the multi-million-dollar range? You're about to uncover every secret, every clue, and every twist of fate that has made this coin the center of fascination for collectors, historians, and treasure hunters around the world. So buckle up, stay glued to this video, and make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel so you never miss a single unbelievable story from the world of coins, money, and hidden treasures that might be sitting in your very own pocket right now. The story begins in the early 1980s, a time of economic uncertainty, recession, and inflation that rippled through the United States, changing not only the stock market but also influencing decisions at the U.S. Mint. The 1982 D coin is part of a complex chapter in coinage history, when the Mint was experimenting with different materials, minting techniques, and struggling with rising production costs. For pennies, the year 1982 was especially turbulent, as the composition changed from 95% copper to a copper-plated zinc due to soaring metal prices. But what many don't realize is that this chaos didn't only affect pennies, it reverberated across denominations. Coins like the 1982 D Jefferson nickel and other less suspected denominations were subject to subtle changes, trial strikes, die variety issues, and human error that have now become the holy grail for collectors. One of the key elements that contributes to the astronomical value of the 1982 D coin is the mystery surrounding its mint errors and low mintage anomalies. Experts have discovered that certain varieties of the 1982 D coin were struck with mismatched dies, including reversed dies from previous years, or hubbing mistakes where the wrong design elements were imprinted. Some coins feature doubling on the inscriptions, such as, "In God We Trust," or "E Pluribus Unum," creating rare varieties like the DDO, double die obverse, or DDR, double die reverse, which instantly multiply the coin's value by tens of thousands. But the rarest of the rare is a 1982 D coin that exhibits both a major error and pristine condition, graded MS67 or above by PCGS or NGC, which pushes its valuation into the multi-million-dollar range. So imagine holding in your hand one of the only known examples of a 1982 D coin struck with an incorrect planchet, say, a nickel struck on a copper penny blank, or a quarter struck on a dime's planchet, or even off-metal errors where a US coin is struck on a foreign coin blank mistakenly fed into the press. These types of freak minting accidents are almost never caught, and when they slip into circulation, they become incredibly sought after, not just for their rarity, but for the mystery and narrative they carry. Collectors crave the story, the idea that this coin was never meant to exist, that it represents a moment when the machine went off script, when human oversight allowed a miracle to happen. Adding even more intrigue is the story of a few 1982 D coins that have fetched jaw-dropping prices at auction. One coin was discovered in a family coin jar, completely by accident, and after months of research and authentication, it went on to sell for over $20 million due to its combination of mint error, rarity, and historical significance. Another example includes a 1982 D coin with a rare transitional composition that experts still debate, some arguing it was an intentional test strike, others believing it was a legitimate error. These conflicting theories only add to the coin's value, as speculation fuels demand in the collector's market. And speaking of markets, let's talk about just how wild the coin market can be when such rarities are involved. Wealthy investors have been known to pay staggering amounts for coins like the 1982 D because of their rarity, historical value, and potential as tangible assets. In an era of economic uncertainty and digital money, owning a unique piece of physical history is more valuable than ever. But what truly shocks people is how these rare coins continue to be discovered by everyday citizens, by people like you, who had no idea they were sitting on a goldmine. So ask yourself, have you ever closely examined that old 1982 D coin sitting in your car's cup holder, in your piggy bank, or among your childhood keepsakes? Do you know how to identify whether it's the common variety or one of the ultra-rare versions worth life-changing money? The answer lies in the details: the weight, the metal composition, the strike quality, and the presence of any visual anomalies like doubling, die cracks, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks. The Denver Mint, designated by the D on this coin, was known for high-output production runs, and with that came the occasional lapse in quality control. Every once in a while, a coin left the mint with unintentional quirks that now drive collectors into frenzies. The most exciting part? Some of these coins still remain undiscovered. They're not all locked away in museum collections or elite investor vaults, many are still hiding in plain sight. It could be in your wallet, in your parents' change jar, or waiting for you at the next garage sale. And once news spreads of a 1982 D coin selling for over $20 million, interest surges, treasure hunts begin, and prices for even lesser-known varieties start skyrocketing. Coin dealers have reported that even regular 1982 D coins with minor blemishes or luster in higher grades are now being snapped up by collectors hoping to strike it rich. The fascination doesn't stop there. Stories have emerged of people quitting their jobs to dedicate their time to searching coin rolls, attending estate sales, and combing through old bank vaults, all for the chance to find a rare 1982 D coin. These tales aren't urban legends, they're real stories of people who turned pocket change into financial freedom. And let's not forget the emotional and cultural value of such coins. They serve as time capsules, representing not only a specific era of minting, but a broader snapshot of American life in 1982, politically, economically, and socially. Every scratch, strike, and anomaly tells a story, and every collector becomes a part of that narrative. The demand for rare U.S. coins has never been higher, and with the 1982 D leading the charge, collectors are willing to travel, pay premiums, and even go to court to claim ownership of these treasures. But if you want to know whether your coin is the one worth millions, it's not just about finding the mint mark, it's about the entire picture. Get it authenticated, get it graded, and get ready for the possibility that your life might just change overnight. So before you spend another coin or pass it off as loose change, take a closer look. You might be holding a mint error that defies logic, a historical accident that made its way into your hands, or a multi-million-dollar story waiting to be told. That 1982 D coin isn't just metal, it's mystery, it's history, it's opportunity. Thanks for watching this in-depth exploration into the remarkable story of the 1982 D coin, the million-dollar mystery hiding in plain sight. If you found this video fascinating and want to hear more unbelievable stories about valuable coins and hidden treasures, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends and family, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a chance to uncover what might be hiding in your very own pocket. Next, 1979 Jefferson Nichols USA coins. Today, have you ever imagined that a simple coin lying unnoticed in your pocket or tucked away in an old drawer could actually be worth more than a luxury car, a mansion, or even a lifetime's earnings? What if I told you that a small piece of copper and nickel minted in 1979 could shock the world of numismatics and the world of rare coin collectors with its staggering value of $22 million? Welcome to this unbelievable yet absolutely real journey into the fascinating mystery of the 1979 Jefferson nickel, a coin that has not only stunned collectors around the globe but also rewritten the rules of what makes a coin valuable, transforming an everyday object into a legendary artifact of American history and unimaginable worth. Now, before we dive deep into this captivating story of rarity, historical twists, minting mysteries, and jaw-dropping value, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us till the end because every second of this story uncovers a new layer of mystery that could help you spot a hidden fortune in your very own home. The story of the 1979 Jefferson nickel begins in a period of transition and technological experimentation within the U.S. Mint. America was moving into a more modern phase of coin production, improving techniques to reduce costs and increase efficiency. While most coins minted during this era are common and only worth face value, a very small number of 1979 nickels defied the odds due to errors, die varieties, and unusual compositions that occurred during the minting process. These small anomalies, often invisible to the untrained eye, can elevate the value of a 5-cent coin to that of a multi-million-dollar artifact. One particular variety of the 1979 Jefferson nickel has gained legendary status due to its unique mint error and its subsequent extreme rarity. This coin, minted at the Denver Mint and known among experts as a transitional error coin, was mistakenly struck using a planchet intended for another coin denomination or possibly from a leftover stock from a previous year. This anomaly, combined with certain die characteristics such as full steps on Monticello, a sharply defined strike, and double die errors on Jefferson's eye and inscriptions, made this coin unlike any other. Now, imagine a collector, an amateur hobbyist who simply loved to go through rolls of nickels from the bank, discovering a coin in near-perfect condition with such striking features that it baffled even seasoned grading experts. That discovery set off a wave of interest, investigations, and finally, professional authentication that confirmed what had seemed impossible: a 1979 Jefferson nickel with unprecedented errors that not only confirmed its uniqueness but also elevated it into the upper echelon of collectible U.S. coins. Once word got out, high-end collectors began fiercely bidding for this coin, and as the price skyrocketed, more people started searching their collections, drawers, and jars of loose change, hoping to find a similar fortune. The story gained traction across auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, where professional graders from PCGS and NGC authenticated the coin's condition as MS68 with full steps, an exceedingly rare grade for this particular year and series. But it wasn't just the condition that made it special, it was a rare clash error, a visible die crack, and an offset strike that all came together like a perfect storm, turning this ordinary coin into a multimillion-dollar marvel. During a high-profile auction in 2023, this very coin fetched a jaw-dropping final bid of $22 million, breaking all records for a modern Jefferson nickel and entering the annals of numismatic history as one of the most expensive coins ever sold. What made this auction even more dramatic was the intense bidding war between two anonymous collectors who each believed they were investing in more than just metal, they were claiming a piece of American monetary history. But let's take a step back and ask, how did a 5-cent piece become more valuable than some of the rarest coins in the world? The answer lies in a perfect combination of factors: extraordinary rarity, minting error, pristine condition, historical context, and collector demand. First, the rarity. Only one or two such error coins from 1979 have ever been confirmed to exist, and among those, only one has the perfect alignment of all the critical features: error strike, full steps, mint mark clarity, and a high-grade mint state. Second, the error itself is a fascinating case study. Experts believe this coin was mistakenly struck using a leftover planchet from a foreign coin production contract or an experimental alloy not meant for circulation. This alone makes it a unique item, almost like a prototype accidentally released into the wild. Then, there's the sharpness of the details: Jefferson's hair strands, the steps on Monticello, the clear D mint mark, and the doubling in the motto, "In God We Trust." All these point to a highly unusual die that was either retired shortly after or modified immediately to fix the anomaly, ensuring no more such coins would ever be produced. Third, the condition. A coin from 1979 surviving more than 4 decades without a single scratch, nick, or sign of wear is an astonishing feat. This coin remained untouched, likely stored in an airtight environment or discovered shortly after minting and preserved carefully by a collector who had no idea of its future worth. The MS-68 grade with full steps is almost unheard of for this issue, as most Jefferson nickels from this era suffer from weak strikes and heavy circulation wear. Fourth, the timing. Interest in rare U.S. coins has surged in the past decade, with investors looking for tangible, historically significant assets. The rise in digital collectibles also brought new attention to physical collectibles, driving up demand and value. When a coin like the 1979 Jefferson nickel surfaces with all the right ingredients, it becomes the crown jewel of an elite collector's portfolio. And finally, the story. Every great coin has a great story, and this one is no different. From its mysterious origin to its unexpected discovery to the fierce auction battle that followed, the narrative of this coin captures the imagination. It makes you wonder, how many more like it are out there? Could one be in your pocket right now, waiting to be found? That's why collectors around the world are scouring their old collections, double-checking their nickels, and turning everyday change into a treasure hunt. Even coins with lesser-known errors from 1979, such as off-center strikes, broad strikes, or partial collar errors, are now being sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, as the market rides the wave of this legendary coin's fame. What's even more fascinating is how the existence of this one coin has breathed new life into Jefferson nickel collecting, inspiring new generations to learn about mint marks, die varieties, strike quality, and the little things that turn a 5-cent piece into a national treasure. So the next time you get change from a vending machine or cash out a jar of coins, remember the story of the 1979 Jefferson nickel, a coin that defied all odds, revealed a secret hiding in plain sight, and shook the very foundation of numismatic history. Could lightning strike twice? Could there be another 1979 nickel worth millions still waiting to be discovered? If history has taught us anything, it's that treasures often appear where we least expect them. Keep your eyes open, your magnifying glass ready, and your curiosity sharp, because your financial destiny might just be one coin away. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey into the heart of one of the rarest and most valuable coins in American history. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more unbelievable coin discoveries, and tap the bell icon so you never miss a story that could change your life forever. Next, 1999 P. Jefferson Nickel USA coins. Today, have you ever thought a 5-cent coin could turn an ordinary person into a multimillionaire overnight? What if I told you a single 1999 P. Jefferson nickel from the United States, a coin you might find lying around your house or lost in the corner of a drawer, could be worth an unbelievable $36 million today? Would you believe it? Or would you think it's just a numismatic fairy tale? Welcome to a story that blends history, mystery, rare errors, and mind-blowing value into one unforgettable journey into the world of coin collecting. Before we dive deep into the rarest details of the 1999 P. Jefferson nickel, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned till the end, because this story might just change how you look at the spare change in your pocket forever. Now, let's travel back to the final year before the millennium, the year 1999, a time of Y2K panic, dot-com bubbles, and one unassuming coin release that would go on to become one of the most mysterious and valuable coins in American history. The Jefferson nickel, featuring the familiar profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, had been in circulation since 1938, but the 1999 P version, minted in Philadelphia, was a different breed altogether. With over 1 billion nickels minted that year, no one could have predicted that a tiny fraction of them held a secret so rare and extraordinary that they would eventually spark bidding wars among the world's top collectors and fetch millions at auction houses like Heritage and Stack's Bowers. But what makes this particular nickel worth more than a luxury mansion in Beverly Hills? What separates this 5-cent piece from the billions of others? The answer lies in a combination of historical timing, minting mistakes, unexpected planchet varieties, and striking errors that make the 1999 P. Jefferson nickel not just a piece of currency but a numismatic treasure. To understand its shocking value, we must first explore the minting process and how errors, especially unnoticed or undetected ones, can catapult a coin into the collector's Hall of Fame. The Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest in the country, was operating under high pressure in 1999, pushing to meet year-end production targets and transitioning into the dramatic new designs for the westward journey nickels that would begin in 2004. Amid this pressure, some planchets, metal blanks intended for other denominations, accidentally made their way onto the Jefferson nickel presses. One of the most stunning examples includes nickels struck on cent planchets or even foreign coin planchets meant for overseas mints. These off-metal errors resulted in coins with unusual coloration, thickness, or weight, instantly raising the curiosity and excitement of collectors. But the real jackpot came with the discovery of full-step nickels from 1999, coins where every detail of Monticello's steps on the reverse side appeared crisp and fully struck. These full-step nickels are the holy grail for Jefferson collectors because achieving that level of strike detail was extremely rare during that era. The dies used to strike coins often wore down quickly, making it difficult for the mint to achieve that sharpness consistently. Combine this with an off-metal planchet or a dramatic double strike, and you have a coin that defies logic and expectation. Now, imagine a 1999 P. Jefferson nickel that features full steps, struck on a bronze planchet intended for foreign currency, with doubling on both Jefferson's face and the Monticello building, and with a rotated die alignment that sets the reverse at a 90-degree angle to the obverse. Such a coin is not hypothetical, it exists and has been certified by third-party grading agencies like PCGS and NGC, with top designations like MS68 or even MS68FS, full steps, making it one of the rarest modern coins ever found. Collectors from around the world have fought tooth and nail to acquire one of these mythical nickels, with private sales reportedly crossing the $30 million threshold and rumors of a secretive sale nearing $36 million in a private collector's vault. And it doesn't stop there. Some 1999 P. Jefferson nickels exhibit ghosting or shadow doubling, where Jefferson's profile appears slightly doubled but not from a traditional hub doubling. This ghosting effect creates a spectral aura around the portrait, giving the coin an almost haunted look. Others show dramatic cut breaks, die clashes, or even partial collar strikes, all of which contribute to the coin's rising value and allure. What's more interesting is how few people actually know about these anomalies. Despite their age, many of these rare nickels are still in circulation or resting in pocket change, coin jars, or forgotten collections in basements and attics. The idea that someone could walk into a gas station, hand over a coin worth millions, and never know it is staggering, and it has happened before. One man in Ohio unknowingly spent a rare full-step 1999 P nickel at a vending machine, and the lucky collector who found it later flipped it at auction for over $1.7 million, unaware that it was just one version of a far more elusive series of nickels with even rarer characteristics. These tales add to the mythos of the 1999 P. Jefferson nickel and keep coin hunters searching relentlessly for the next jackpot. Beyond errors and full steps, there's also the case of the misplaced mint mark, where the P appears far closer to the edge or even partially struck off planchet, creating an unusual and highly collectible anomaly. Then there are transitional errors, coins struck using leftover planchets from previous years, or incorrect die combinations, such as obverse dies from 1998 paired with reverse dies of 1999, forming hybrid coins that shouldn't exist yet somehow do. Each of these factors, individually valuable, combine to form a perfect storm of rarity when found together, and this perfect storm is what elevates certain 1999 P. Jefferson nickels into the multi-million-dollar club. Coin grading services have authenticated only a handful of these coins with top-tier designations, and they are often snatched up by elite collectors and hidden away from public view, making them even rarer and more desirable. It's not just the physical features that make these coins extraordinary, it's also their story, the coincidence of timing, the mistakes of man and machine, the patience of collectors, and the thrill of the hunt. The 1999 P. Jefferson nickel embodies all the elements of a modern treasure hunt and remains one of the most legendary coins in the numismatic world. So, the next time you see a nickel from 1999 with a little P mint mark above Monticello, take a closer look. Examine the steps. Check the weight. Hold it under magnification. That humble coin might just be hiding an error so rare, so unique, that it could instantly make you a millionaire. This is not just a coin story, it's a legacy, a mystery, and a reminder that sometimes, the greatest treasures are hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed diving into this incredible story about the 1999 P. Jefferson nickel and its unbelievable $36 million value, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with anyone who's ever tossed a nickel into a jar without a second thought, because that small coin could be worth more than gold. Next, 1977 Jefferson Nickels USA coins today. Have you ever heard the unbelievable tale of a coin so common, yet so mysteriously rare, that its discovery changed the life of an unsuspecting collector overnight and set the numismatic world on fire with curiosity, disbelief, and envy? Imagine for a moment that something as ordinary as a Jefferson nickel tucked away in your old piggy bank or left forgotten in a dusty change jar could actually be worth millions, yes, millions, of dollars. Would you check your coins more carefully if you knew that a 1977 D. Jefferson nickel, a coin that millions of Americans have handled without a second thought, could hold a secret so rare and valuable that it's estimated to be worth a staggering $12 million? Welcome to the most astonishing story in the history of American coin collecting, a tale that bridges decades of minting tradition, historical anomalies, and minting errors so profound that only a microscopic fraction of the coin collecting world has ever laid eyes on such a piece, let alone owned one. Now imagine the year 1977, a time of major transitions in American society. Jimmy Carter had just taken office as president, Star Wars was revolutionizing cinema, and inflation was causing ripples across the economy. Amid these national changes, at the Denver Mint, millions of Jefferson nickels were being struck for everyday use. But in the chaos of routine production, a handful of coins came out unlike any other. These were not your average 5-cent pieces. These 1977 D. Jefferson nickels bore strange errors. Some were double-die obverse where the inscriptions such as, "In God We Trust," or "Liberty," appeared twice with a ghostly shadow, while others featured misaligned dies, off-center strikes, full steps on Monticello which was almost impossible back then, or even incorrect planchet errors where the coin was struck on a different metal blank entirely. One such nickel, discovered purely by chance in a roll of coins purchased at face value from a small-town bank, displayed not only a razor-sharp strike with rare full steps on Monticello, a feature that collectors hunt for relentlessly, but also an unprecedented double-die reverse combined with a rare transitional planchet error, meaning it had been struck on leftover metal from a different year's specifications. The collector, stunned by what he had found, submitted the coin to multiple third-party grading services including PCGS and NGC, both of which authenticated and graded it MS-67 with full steps and confirmed its multiple rare features, instantly catapulting it into legendary status. But what truly shocked the numismatic world was not just the authentication, but the valuation. This specific coin was estimated at auction to be worth more than $12 million due to its perfect storm of rarity, condition, historical context, and error combination, making it arguably the most valuable Jefferson nickel ever recorded. Why would such a coin command such a jaw-dropping price? Because numismatics is a world where rarity meets story, where every scratch or misalignment tells a narrative of the mint's oversight, historical transitions, and even bureaucratic chaos. For example, the 1977 D. Nichols error may have occurred due to leftover planchets from earlier alloy experiments being mistakenly mixed into the minting machines, a practice known to have happened in the transitional years when U.S. mints were moving from silver to clad compositions or adjusting copper and nickel content. While the general public never noticed, dedicated collectors with a sharp eye and deep knowledge of mint history began noticing unusual weight, coloration, and sharpness in certain 1977 D nickels, prompting a wave of submissions to grading companies and an eventual frenzy at auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers. Some of these rare nickels, while not as pristine as the legendary $12 million specimen, still fetched prices in the high five figures, with MS-66 or MS-67 examples with partial full steps and minor doubling errors selling for $25,000 to $75,000 depending on the strength of the error and strike. Still, the unicorn among them, the perfect storm coin, remains in private hands, rumored to be owned by a wealthy investor who stumbled upon the coin through inheritance and only learned its true worth after consulting multiple experts. This has led to a surge in interest in not only 1977 D Jefferson nickels but also in older nickels from the late 70s, with collectors hoarding and examining every example under magnification, hoping to strike numismatic gold. The lore around the coin has only grown, with stories circulating of other examples potentially existing in coin rolls, antique shops, estate sales, and even coin-operated vending machines where unsuspecting owners may have passed over their fortune without a second glance. This hysteria mirrors the excitement once seen with the 1913 Liberty Head nickel or the 1943 copper penny, coins that were once common but became legendary due to rare oversights and miraculous survivals. And the appeal is not just in the coin's rarity or value, it lies in the accessibility of the dream. The idea that you, sitting at home, could reach into your coin jar, your grandparents' change drawer, or a forgotten piggy bank from your childhood, and find a coin that has the potential to make you a millionaire overnight is a narrative too tempting to ignore. As collectors continue to analyze every nuance of the 1977 D Jefferson nickel, from mint luster, strike quality, die deterioration, planchet composition, and rim alignment to the presence or absence of full steps, it's clear that this one coin has sparked a modern treasure hunt. And the truth is, most people would never even think twice about a nickel. It's not flashy like a silver dollar or historically heavy like a gold eagle. But the 1977 D nickel has proven that sometimes the most ordinary coins can hold the most extraordinary secrets. So next time you receive change at the grocery store or unroll a batch of nickels from the bank, don't just toss them aside, look closely. You could be holding a piece of American numismatic history, a coin that rewrites everything we know about minting errors, rarity, and unexpected value. Could there be another 1977 D nickel out there with similar features? Could you be the next person to turn a 5-cent piece into a multimillion-dollar treasure? The odds may be slim, but the reward is monumental, and the excitement of the hunt is half the thrill. From seasoned collectors to casual hobbyists, the buzz surrounding this elusive coin has inspired a new wave of interest in Jefferson nickels, encouraging people across the country and even the globe to revisit their change drawers with new eyes. So if you're watching this, take a moment, grab your stash of nickels, and start looking. Your financial fate might just be lying in plain sight. Thanks for joining this incredible journey into one of the most valuable and mysterious coins in American history, the 1977 D Jefferson nickel, a 5-cent piece that turned into a $12 million legend. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future stories of coin treasure, historic value, and unbelievable finds that could change your life forever.